so excited. Welcome to Soapwire, brought to you by Jaribi Views Media and Disney Bulletin, where you get our thoughts on our stories. I am Ashley Saray. You can find me on Blue Star at Lady Two Wise ASA, or still the bad place at Lady Two Wise _ ASA.
And I am Deneen. Hello. You can find me on Blue Sky under Neen Amanda. And I'm also on Instagram under Neen_Amanda and Neen_the therapist. I am still on the app that we will not speak about. You can find me there under Kiss My Neen.
I love it. Oh my goodness, girl. We have so much to get into.
It's been a busy soap week.
It has been a busy, hectic soap week. So before we get into our stories and how we feel about them, we first wanted to kind of touch on what made us soap fans and attribute it to stories. So for me personally, I grew up with stories. My grandparents, they loved themselves some CBS while my mother enjoyed ABC. So I kind of got the best of both worlds. And as quiet as it's kept, I'm actually named after Ashley Abbott because that was my granddaddy's favorite character. So there that goes.
I love it. I am also a third generation soap opera girly. My grandmother used to watch with my mom. Then I started watching with my mom. And now my niece, who is 13, she watches sometime with us as well. So we got a fourth generation. I grew up on ABC soap. So all my children One Life to Live and General Hospital. I have slowly started to transition into the CBS soaps because we are getting ready for Beyond the Gates. So I am trying to get everything else into that as well.
Oh my goodness, I cannot wait for it to be on the gates. At first, we were like January 2025, but now it is February, I think February 24th, 2025. So at least we have a set date. Everyone, please be sure to check that out. Support, support, support. I cannot wait to talk about it when it drops. I'm super excited.
It will also be streaming on Paramount Plus.
Yes, that part. Don't forget that because that's how I'll be able to watch it. We have to start with this weekend. Wow, we had some breaking news, y'all. So apparently our Michael Corinthos, and I have to add Quartermain because they be trying to act like he's not a Quartermain, but that he is.
He is.
The portrayer has decided to leave. Chad Duell, he said, peace up. He is out of here. And that was a rave that sent shock through the entire soap story community. I don't know, like, what were you thinking when he just decided to drop that bomb?
I think I saw it on his Instagram page first before all of the news outlets just like started to drop it. So I was just scrolling, I saw the picture and I'm thinking it's promo, but then it was like, hey, I love everybody. Oh, whoa, what's going on? It was very surprising, especially because Michael's storyline is starting to pick up more on General Hospital. So, like, we're getting excited for the drama. We're getting excited for angry Michael. We're getting excited for, like, the passion that we know Chad can bring to the character. But now it's kind of bittersweet because we're like, this is building up to what ultimately will be his exit. However, he said that it is a see you later and not a goodbye.
So we don't know exactly like what's in store, but even Frankie decided to confirm Chad's exit. And then he also dashed a lot of our dreams about hopefully having Robert come in, who oftentimes is a Pimp Michael. And
he's such a good actor.
He said, not on his watch. He said there are no plans to recast just when Michael was really being a Quartermain and stepping in to his granddaddy's era. He was about to be Allen up in this bitch, and now it's like
really messy.
Whoa.
Really messy. But you know,
where's the roof falling on Willow?
I think that's kind of General Hospital's MO at this point, to not give the fans what they want. So they're doing the complete opposite. It looks like Michael is not going to continue on with a new face. When Frank made his announcement yesterday, which is kind of different because he really doesn't announce too much when cast leave, but of course he has favorites, right? So he coincided with what Chad had to say yesterday. Like, yeah, we're really upset, we're really sad. Hopefully we'll see him later, but kind of letting fans know that we will not see a recast from that character anytime soon.
Yeah, it's a bummer because, like we said, it was finally getting really like juicy, and I felt like they were tapping finally into his core domain side, which is something that we've been begging for. But you know, at the end of the day, we wish Chad all the best in his
All the best.
endeavors, and he gets what he needs. So, girly, let's talk about the soaps this week. I don't know, it kind of felt a little more soapy because sometimes I'm like, is this November Sweeps or is this not November Sweeps? I don't know if they forgot what November Sweeps is, but sometimes that's how I be feeling about it. And I want to start with Bold.
Okay.
Lordy, Lordy. I'm sorry, Carter is a simp. I don't. There's nothing else.
He thought that she was leading him down the right path. He didn't know. He didn't know.
But even with all of that, you know, my love me some Steffi. But what really took the cake for me was Brooke literally ratted out her own daughter. Like she didn't talk to Hope first. She didn't say nothing. She's like, let me tell my man.
Like literally, that was her priority, and it showed. And the backlash from that is all going to show as well.
Yes, but I'm
She wasn't
actually like,
supporting her.
exactly. I low key, I'm a little bit excited like about this and essentially like how this is gonna look. I do need some angriness. I mean, they're
Right.
never going to be how Susan Flannery was as Stephanie and coming in there slapping Brooke and all this other stuff. Like Susan took that with her when she decided to, you know, retire from acting. But I don't know. I'm kind of, this is the first time I'm like, ooh, like what's to come? And also really quickly, can my girl Luna come back? She is needed. I need her. Oh my God. Bring
This
my
will be
girl
the
back.
perfect storyline for her to come back. So
That's true.
hopefully,
And
as
you
it
know that
progresses,
RJ is missing.
we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know, but let's keep our fingers crossed that we do get to see her face on our screens pretty soon.
I love her. I love her. I love her. And also, even with Finn putting Brooke in her place too, like he said, you would not disparage my wife. And I said, that's what the I'm talking about. You better stand by your wife. Like, yes, it's like that. Shout out to Finn for that. Like that's what I needed to see. So I wanted to definitely like touch on that. Let's go into days. Does anything like really like sticking out to you for days? Because I have, you know, probably like one or two things.
Okay, so here's my background with Days, right? Ashley knows we're in the process of Let's Catch Up off of ABC. So I am on Days Peacock right now. I feel like the theme song is in my head and puts me to sleep because I've been watching it so much, trying to get involved with the characters of Salem. Okay. I think my biggest thing right now is figuring out, is this Salem curse real? What is going on with the Salem curse? When I think of Salem, everybody knows the Salem witch trials, and I'm just like,
That was
connected.
but like I could see why you would even think that. Salem, I don't know, it gives me very like campy vibes.
Yeah.
Like it's very different from the other soaps. And I really do just think that's something that kind of like sets them apart. And I also have to state too, I feel like they're the only one who's actually trying to invest in their teen scene, which I haven't necessarily seen. I feel like Bold is trying to, but Days has it by far. So the Sophia Tate and Holly thing has been good. Even though I'm gonna be honest, Holly kind of gets on my nerves, and I did feel like she forgave Eric way too fast, but that's just me. Also, I have to say, Sophia, that's my girl. Okay, I don't care what nobody say about Sophia. She stood 10 toes down on what the fuck she said, and she said it is
And
over.
you're
She
making
would be
sure
no
that you
one.
ride for her. Okay, that stuck out. That stuck out to me as well. I love a girl baddie that's going to stand 10 toes down for her opinion. Had me at the seat.
Yes.
Like, okay, my good sis, I see you. So yes, we
Yeah,
are really
like I enjoy that. Like, and I know people have some feelings about Ava, rightfully so, because of things that she's done in the past. But I also do truly enjoy seeing a relationship of Sophia and Ava. And I also loved how she stuck up for Ava and kind of got in Brady's face, even though like it really wasn't his fault. I mean, like it's his son. What is he supposed to do about his son? But like I dug that. I was like, okay, like I really like what they've done with those two,
Mhm.
and like in particular. So,
You
and
feel like
also
you've seen a lot of character maturity from them, a lot of character development.
exactly, and like the only thing I sometimes I know Kristen is crazy. I get that, but I was just like, girl, we back on using Rachel to get to Brady. Like, come on. I just like it's looking like for me, Sophia, who's a teenager, has more growth and maturity than Kristen,
But
which
I
is
think
like
that also shows the dynamics of how great she is as a character. You know, that
yeah,
actress plays that role. And if anything that the younger category of actors that's come up in soap can tell us is that you really need to prioritize her as an actress because you
yep,
can grow her in the soap world, keep her in the soap world as well.
exactly. But once you already know they tape like 6 months in advance, and this is a little bit spoiler, y'all. So I'll give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Y'all probably already noticed, but unfortunately, I've heard rumblings that they actually recasted that actress that plays Sophia. So I was very, very upset about that. I was
Why do you
so
invest
upset.
it and then you break my heart?
Girl, your heart, my heart too. I
Ugh,
was like, I don't know if
days
it
on
was
Peacock,
Twitter.
why do you do this to
I
me?
think it was Twitter. Somebody just bursted my whole entire bubble, and they were like, "Oh yeah, they recasted her," and I was like, "Are you freaking serious?" Like, I dug this actress, and I quite as kept. I feel like the actress Sophia and the dude that plays Tate has more chemistry than
Mm,
Holly and Tate. Like, I just do. I see it more so. And also I feel like Tate is nasty as hell, because how are you just gonna break up with, well, he got broken up with, correction, and then go run to I wouldn't even want you. That's too fast. Like, Dad, can you get a couple of days?
I
Like,
have a question.
no.
How do you feel about having things be spoiled and be released and not really catching it on the soap when it comes now? Like, we have social media, we have all these different news outlets. Like, soaps aren't just soaps for us anymore. Like, we can't just go day by day. We're looking things up. We know what's going on in these actors' lives. Like, do you feel like now you prefer to watch it this way, or do you feel like you miss the old days as well when you're just like in the story, the characters, and that's it?
Ugh. I feel like if they wanted to surprise us, they could.
Yeah.
So for me personally, we might as well dig into General Hospital a little bit here, where I feel like General Hospital messed up with Jonathan Jackson's return is they told us. So I feel like that should have been just like, we had no idea. They panned to like him being in or Africa somewhere, or coming on to Laura's
Yeah.
step, and then because that would have driven us to be like, oh snap, what? So then like there's gonna be so much traction with people trying to watch it on Hulu. Like, did you hear about it? It would
It
have
would have
blew.
been epic. It would have been epic. I think for me, like, they leaked Jonathan Jackson coming back and they leaked Rick Hertz coming back as Rick Lansing. And I was just like, oh, it's about to go up. Y'all about to go crazy. The storylines are about to go it. And then they announced Kelly Monaco leaving Fire. And I was just like, so
That was
what?
good.
Then they announced Alexa Havens
That
coming
was
back.
weak.
Don't leave, oh baby. You know, like it was excitement, but it's like you have so much anticipatory grief or anticipatory
Mhm.
just like waiting to see what is going to happen next,
Yep.
that you can't just be like, hey, this is the scenes for the next General Hospital. No, I know what y'all doing 2 months from now. Like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like, the surprise factor is gone.
It's gone. Granted, Kelly leaving was like definitely leaked. So,
Very
and
much
that
so.
just away from, loving. I mean, people know I'm a Liaison fan here, always and
And
forever.
I'm a Jason fan, and we talked about this before, y'all. We talked about this. Like,
I need my Jason and Elizabeth together. So, but I definitely understand too what it would feel like to just know that you're fave after 21 years. I mean, like, the Liaison fans, we've been through that with, the great Becky. So when she had that little situation that happened and the fans rallied, I
and she
just
had
feel
like she had 2 firings that had happened, and then
I only, yeah, I only remember one specifically, and they that Franz, he was awful. But like that's when people like really rallied and made sure that Girly was going to keep her job. And I don't know, but mm, and then I do, you know what?
it's,
It's, that that is just so messy. I can be a fan of Liaison and still say that how they fired Kelly was fucked up. Like it was.
I'm gonna thank you for that. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. And as a Jason fan, I can also acknowledge that if they try to put this on Elizabeth as far as her overdosing for the digitalis, that's fucked up as well.
Yeah, like it's so crazy. So I read it. I love to give people their credit. I don't know who yours, but they was like it would have made sense if this was a storyline in like 2007 or 8 with it was
They were
like
rivals,
it was
like
like
back and forth. They had so
yeah.
much healing, and that also makes me think because I've been reflecting on it, pretty much since Sam's funeral happened. Was I really think that Jake should have came back? Like Hudson West should have came back.
Thank
They had
you.
I'll say it. I will say it. I will say it because Hudson West has had clips with Kelly over years. He has played and portrayed Jake for years. They have a history. He could have came back and stood by his mother's side, even if he didn't speak on their relationship. He could have been there for his mother as well as his brother, as well as his father, because they've been showing, Jason wanted to rebuild that relationship with his children. So
As he should. And that's the thing, like I was like, it would have just been great to see, like, kind of like that conflicted brother thing where Danny is blaming, and then like Jake is like, nah, that's my mom. She would never do something like that. Like, and it looked at one point they were going the AJ Jason Quartermaine route when they had that fight over the weight, and then it was just like, nope, we're gonna get rid of like Hudson. And I was just like, wait, what? This isn't making any sense. Like, and also it was looking like it was looking like Jake was going to be Anger Boy. Y'all know what Anger Boy is. It looked like he was going to read a resurgence of Anger Boy, and they just like took that away. And it would have been just great karma for Jason to have one son who's like yearning, wanting to be, of connection with his dad, and then the other son is like, no, f you. I was, and then they took it away from us.
I feel like the storyline of him going to our school was so half-assed because if he could have had a going away party if that was the case. So right now he's in limbo. You're saying he wasn't going to go for some time. Okay, where he at? Like, especially with him being of age, he isn't as into having to get tapped the way the other children that come back are. Like, you could have had him come back for these things as well.
Exactly. I just feel like that was such a missed opportunity. Also with Charlotte too, another missed opportunity. Charlotte is a cast like full through and through. She is her grandmother's child. She is someone that is needed on that canvas. So I mean, if you have the sweet boy Jake, who is, a Weber, a Hardy, a Quartermaine with a Cassadine Spencer, like it just writes itself, and General Hospital just refuses to
the powers that be refuse to acknowledge the history of the show.
Refuse, and I
watch it for the history. We've talked about as far as why we watch it, how we got into watching it, like full transparency. Like I've talked to Ashley about it as well before. Like I lost my dad last year, and one of the biggest things that was familiar for me is General Hospital. Like this show has been consistent, my whole entire life. I can go watch clips on YouTube. I can watch clips on Freevee. I can watch it when it was on ABC. Like I'm able to have this go, know what's going to happen, know the storyline. But now it's so much uncertainty. It's so much anticipation that is negative that's happening around the show. And it's like, as a fan, I cringe for that security being gone. But as a actor, what is their job security? What is their stability even starting to look like if you have actors that have been on the show for decades no longer having that, no longer able to say, like, I have this tenured position, like what happens?
It just feels like it really doesn't matter. Unfortunately, it's just at the whim of whoever feels like they just feel like, take it.
It's like, absolutely. It's like storylines are half. Right. It's like storylines are half finished. Like,
what happened to gender? Like, so we just forgot about that. Like, so
Alexis got off, Sunny got off. Like, everybody's just like, okay, now we're on to Ava. What's going to happen to Ava's trial? Like,
yeah, it's just so weird. It is so I just don't know what else to say, but it's just weird. Yeah, like yeah, you know, I hope for better days for General Hospital, but I doubt it. And like you said, like, you know, when you've been watching this since you were a child and you watched it with certain family members, like, it's just hard to kind of, you know, let it go. I still watch Click Boom. Like, that is, and if you are a fan, that's all I have to say is Click Boom. You already know
what to make me go on YouTube tonight.
That was at its prime. Shout out to Wendy. Shout out to Wendy. Shout out to Claire. Y'all could talk about Patrick Leahy if you want to, but he was one of the ones that wrote that, and he also brought in the Cassadines. Okay, and he wrote great for Alexis. So I don't care what nobody says about him. I think there was other issues behind that we don't know about, and I will never drag Patrick because he did Click.
And you know what's crazy too? Those are clips that are most watched. Not now, not current, not in the last 5, 7, almost 10 years. No, that when you think of soaps, that's a soap time.
That is a soap time. Like, that's just so. I mean, we have our days of just like really yearning for that old General Hospital. Oh, and just really quickly, I just want to go back to Days. Days has some a slew. When I say a slew of fan favorites coming back. I know Lonnie and Eli are coming back this week for a bittersweet because unfortunately, as we all know, you know, Doug is gonna pass away, and it's just gonna be a really big thing. We have Hope, Kristen coming back. Like, it is Jack and Jen, like, it is just coming back and coming back. So I think they also now have 2 women head writers, a woman executive producer. So I really feel hopeful for Days in their 60th. And so we can get out of this freaking tainted poison bakery crap that they've been doing.
Yeah. And I think it's such an emotional time for the characters and the actors as well, because Drake also had planning into how Doug's death is going to be played out. So like, you had a hand in how that character was going to die, what his legacy was going to look like, and how his family was going to receive him. So like, I think a lot of the emotions that we're going to see in the next couple of weeks from the actors are going to be real and raw.
It's going to be like real. You know, thoughts and prayers are always with them. Even when I think about Drake and just like the great things that everyone says about him, I still like, I just literally remember opening my phone and seeing that, and I was like, my best friend, my roommate was like, "What?" I'm like, "Girl, we wouldn't understand." Because, you know, people who don't watch stories, they don't get it. I'm just like,
they don't get it. Like, your faves come on TV maybe once a week, a season, or they on 5 days a week over here. Okay, like, it's different.
It's just a whole different. So I'm happy that I backtracked just to give Days that moment. But yeah, I can't wait to see Eli and Lonnie, Bo and Hope, like so many people coming back. It's going to be great. I know we touched on General Hospital. Also, Sam's Kids is in limbo. I do have to shout out Jason, and I know we talked about this a little bit. Shout out to Jason for actually putting his son first and moving his ass back into the Quartermain household, because that is where that man belongs. That is his mama house. Okay.
I know.
So many other people need to leave. Like, but he needs to stay. That is his mama house for his son. Because I don't care. The Scout and Danny and even Rocco. Yeah, I said it. Rocco too. They all need to stay together.
I ain't even going
car because he's acting. Okay.
No, seriously. That's one that they need to keep. That's one that they need to keep, because even everything that's going on with Jonathan Jackson right now, he's giving me Lucky at 15. Like, he's giving me, you know how to get this emotion. Like, I love when I watch a sub and be like, oh, that was good. Let me rewind that. Like, oh, you felt that, and he's giving it early on.
And I hate that Hudson isn't there, because I feel like Ben Carr and Hudson West would have been a dynamic acting partnership there. So yeah, that sucks, but I can't wait. And now we're gonna dibble and dabble into Young and the Restless. All I'm gonna say is Sharon Newman forever. She could never do anything wrong in my eyes. I don't care. And I wanted to say, Daniel, not too much on my girl. All right, you need to slow it up right now. It wasn't bad. I do have to say the twist was good. At least we know my girl is innocent. We all knew she was gonna be innocent anyway. But I do, even though
But
Josh and his writing, ugh, Jesus.
I'm like, but we know that it probably will not play out that way. We know that it's going to come something completely different, and it's going to be a lot of friction.
A lot of friction, and he gonna owe my girl an apology, but so is Phyllis. But I just don't think that I know they're not gonna apologize to Shannon. So like, it's just gonna, go over whatever type thing. But I do appreciate too how like Nick just doesn't believe it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see like how that plays. And then I love seeing Faith be like, this is all Phyllis's fault. Yes, girl. It's been her fault since Cassie died. Yes, girl. It's Phyllis's fault.
I love Michelle as an actress. I love her when she played Nina on General Hospital. So I root for her more so. And I think coming in new for Young and the Restless to me to see a familiar face,
That's what it
is. So it's like me trying to catch all the pieces is a little bit different. I'm Team Phyllis right now.
Oh God. She's just be screaming and doing too much. Girl, sit down. Like it's just like ugh. And then also it looks like I don't know, the way that they treat Billy sometimes kind of like ruffles my skin, but then I'm just like, at the same token, I'm like, Billy, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Like, this is just how it always is. And Jack can't really tell him that him and Diane are playing, trying to do this for Kyle. Kyle is an entitled freaking brat. I am tired of him. So, and I don't know, it kind of looked like too, in the moment they may be trying to see if they might do a Kyle and Summer and Claire.
I think I kind of got that vibe a little bit too. I think this anger that we're seeing from Billy right now, like him losing his temper, him going off, this may be his villain era story. Like this may be him bossing up. This may be us finally getting the change from him, because we know Jason Thompson can bring it as an actor anyway. Like, so here you go, another familiar face that I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, so I think that this is the opportunity for him to be like, hey, y'all stop playing with me and put some respect on my name. So let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, I do want to see like how it plays out. I don't really want Billy and Sally together, but of course that's just what they're gonna do. So I gotta stick with it and see what happens. So that was a lot of like our soap talk, and you guys, so just getting our feelings, kind of like a tad bit of like recap and what it is and this, that, and the other. I know I have a performer of the week. I wrote about it one, but do you have anyone different for your performer of the week?
I think my performer of the week would have to be Nancy.
Oh,
I
can't give it to her every week.
But I think the last couple of weeks, no makeup Nancy, just raw, has been giving me like that 90s Alexis, like that just erratic, just
all over the place. She don't know her right from her left. She's tired of Christina, Molly.
Yes.
Christina,
like I really enjoyed that from her.
Yeah, no, she's been crushing it. When I say like crushing it. So like but then again, she is an actor. Like, what do you expect?
She lived for these type of things. Like, she's very seasoned. She's very from the time when soap operas were soapy. And I think a lot of seasoned actresses right now, and actors as well, are just like, I'm bored. Give me something. Give me, let me see if I still got it. And my good sis, you do.
Yes, you do. So shout out to her. My performer of the week actually went to Michael, who plays Daniel. He was doing a lot. He almost accosted my girl, and I'm like, you need to back up. But also I felt like he was rightfully so in all of his anger, just because, unfortunately he does think that Sharon killed Heather.
Yeah, it was a lot of passion.
like his mom got into an accident. So it was understandable, but still I'm like, back up off my girl. So, but I had to give it to him this week because I can't continue to give it to General Hospital people. He's like,
And okay, so like, let me give a disclaimer. Okay, I am still catching up. So Ashley is holding me down. Okay, she's holding me down. She's getting all my questions on the side. What are these characters? What's this? What's that? Give me a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna be. I think so.
and I can't wait. It's gonna be like so exciting because I remember, like I said, like for me growing up, it was like CBS with the grandparents, and
Yeah.
then ABC with my mom and my sisters, and then when I got older, then I started to get like soap opera books, and I started to read up on the history of like Guiding Light, and then I started watching that. And this is about to tell my age, but I actually got the co-pilot that was set up to record the VCR, so then that way I could see Billy and Mac. So yeah, like I was serious in my younger age about my stories. I did not play, and I couldn't wait to see them. I was actually really upset with my mother at like 10 years old because she made me go to camp and I couldn't stay home and watch stories. So
like we've literally talked about the stories from the past. Like I told her that I remember in that November when baby Lila died, I came home from school. Did the baby make it? What? Sitting down, crying like my little cousin didn't make it. Like that's how real soap operas are for us.
Yes, like it is just okay. People looking at y'all really crying. Yes, I am crying.
No,
okay,
I've been getting check-ins because I've been full disclaimer. Like Kelly, Sam's definitely got me down bad. Got me down bad. So shout out to my non-soap opera friends, just not telling me to calm down, but just drink water, eat food. It's gonna be okay. So
that would have been the same way they did it to Elizabeth. So I get it. So
listen, and you know what? I would be so sad for Liz. Like I feel Liz then came a long way since trekking up 15 flight of stairs in that blackout. She didn't came a long way as a character, okay?
Listen, I mean, after you just saw your man cheating on you, you best believe I'm going to
cardio. She's going to know where I'm going.
team. Okay. Yeah, that was crazy. But for me too, like, and this is why Michelle Bandine, I'm super excited about Just Beyond the Gates, because to find out that she wrote Elizabeth's rape story, and that was so impactful for me at that age. Oh my God. And just this thinking about how Becky had to act that, even how Jonathan Jackson had to act it. Like, and this is what I'm saying, like we could just pinpoint different stories, like scenes
they have
that
so much to go off of. I don't know why they just all willy-nilly right now.
Yeah, like it's just so much history, and we're not even going to get into the Robert and Holly of it all and all of that catastrophe that they just, oh God, yes, take a drink, girl. I'm about to take one too, because that just meant child, like, but it's just a lot of like with them. But yeah, so we just want to thank you guys for joining us. This will be weekly Soapwire podcast, and also we would just love to hear your stories, worries, and woes on our soap operas. What do you got to say? And be sure to add your @ from Blue Sky or X, just so we can make sure that we give you the credit. We would love to hear, and a little short, concise thing about what you're thinking about your stories. And it could be anyone from Bold Days, General Hospital, Young and the Restless. We want to hear from you.
Even if it's something anticipating for Beyond the Gates. Like, make sure you send it to us. Make sure you at Soapwire so we can know. And we look forward to hearing from you. This was our first one. You'll catch us, like Ashley said, weekly. We will be here. We will be growing. And who knows, we might even be live one day so that you all can.
Oh my God. I would love it. So, and also be sure to engage with us on Soapwire too. So we would just, we love to chat it up. Tell us about your favorite stuff on the stories, past, present. What you would like to see. just, hit us up. We love it. Okay, y'all. So once again, thank you so much for joining us at the Soapwire Podcast, brought to you by Jaree Reviews Media and Disney Bulletin. I am Ashley Sheree.
And I am Deneen.
And we will see you next week. Oh, it's a shortened week, y'all. So we'll talk about that.
So we will not be having a lot to talk about. We won't have that many spoilers. We won't have that many recaps. So hopefully we'll have more questions and comments from you all.
Definitely. So see y'all later. Bye.